Destination Declutterers, I am going to give you a little tutorial today that you can use to help you go through the photographs that you've been hanging on to and you don't quite know what to do with, and maybe you've been avoiding them because it seems like an overwhelming task. And I want to tell you that it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be a task. It can actually be something fun that you do. And I speak from experience because I literally just went through my own photograph collection. Took a couple hours. That was much longer than I anticipated, but honestly, I was having such a good time doing it, I didn't want to stop. That closet you see right behind me, that's actually where I store my photographs. And while it wasn't really cluttered, I was looking for a particular photograph for a friend, and I thought I would use that and the idea of giving a tutorial as my destination to do my decluttering. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a destination. Why do you want to go through your photographs? I'll give you a hint. Here's a really wonderful destination, is because you have been putting it off and you know it's something that you should do, and you just haven't done it. You may have told yourself, oh, I'm going to do it someday, but not now, whatever. Make the promise to yourself that you are going to go through your photographs for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Set your timer. That's all you need to do. Destination, I'm going to do what I said I wanted to do, which is go through your photos for 20 minutes and do it. Now, I have a couple of tricks and a couple of tips that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to kind of break it up this time. But first thing first, always get yourself a destination. And this is destination, keep your promise to yourself. Promise yourself you'll go through the photos for a certain amount of time, 20 minutes, and that's your destination. All right? So step 2 in decluttering is, as we mentioned, kind of chunking it down into less overwhelming sections. So what you can do is, this is where I kind of find my mantra of like items together comes in really handy. So your photos may be an amalgam of things, but see if you can find any trends. So here's what I'm thinking of. I had some black and white photos. I put the black and whites in a pile. I had some color photos that were like snapshots. I put those in a file. I had other photos that were kind of vintage ones that looked like family photos, so I had my family photo file. Just start to sort them into anything that seems to make sense to you, and break up that giant pile of photos into smaller piles, because then you can just focus on each one. So like items together to kind of find your what do I want to say? Your like items, things like with like. But then also, this is in the big piles to smaller piles that I often talk about when I'm decluttering. So chunk it on down visibly by making one big pile into smaller piles, okay? Coming up next with the next tip. Once you have separated out your photos into piles of familiar items, then what I recommend is simply just go through one of those piles. Now, again, remember your destination. Maybe your timer has already gone off and you've already separated things out and it's gone off. The separating out is great because it's a great start. You can continue if you like and put your timer on again. Or if you need to go, if you only had 20 minutes, take a few minutes and at least you know that things are more organized than when you started. But you have more time to do it. Then focus on that one pile. And here are the tips that I would give you for your photographs. First of all, eliminate any ones that are duplicates. When we used to get duplicates, because it was the only way you can distribute photos to people, the duplicates, get rid of them or hand them out, or save them and, mail them to somebody if you want to do that. The other thing is, honestly, if there are pictures of you that you don't like because you don't feel like you look good in them, feel free to edit those out. I do that all the time. my eyes, I'll look, I was smiling, but I can look kind of drunk because the flash got me, Who wants the future of the family to remember you as the aunt who didn't have the eyes open? Okay, so if you look at a picture of yourself and you're like, damn, I look kind of goofy in that, feel free to throw it away. The other thing I will recommend too, and I love doing this, I just did it, I was going to show you, but I'm doing this on my phone, is if you find a photo of somebody or some friends, snap a photo of it. Just snap a photo with your phone and text it to them right now. This is one of the fun things that happens when you go through your photographs. Is we have gone from a physical world of photographs, as I said earlier, finding a photograph, needing to mail it, blah, 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 or you can take a picture of the picture, text it to somebody immediately and say, oh my gosh, look at this photo I just found. So have some fun with it. Get rid of the ones you don't like, get rid of the ones that are duplicates, and share the ones that you do like, all right? Next tip coming up. The next tip for going through your photographs is to remember the good times. So oftentimes we resist going through our photos because we are afraid of the sad memories. For example, I did find some photos of my dad. Now, my dad passed away a number of years ago, and he's no longer here. And it was a little bit sad to see photos of him, but it also, it made me think of him. He was in my heart. So that was a good thing. The other thing is I did discover photos. For example, I just found a photo of friends who I was together with when a friend just had her baby, and he's this squidgy little thing, and now he's like in his teens, and it was crazy to see him as a little pudgy wudger. I found photos of my nieces and nephews when they were little kids, and so I snapped photos of those and shared them. So don't think of it as something sad and, oh, I'm going to see pictures of dead people and it's going to bum me out. You may see people that are no longer here in your life. That's okay. You will also see evidence of, some very good times that you would have, because if it was not a good time, you probably wouldn't have taken a picture. Okay? So have fun with it. All right? Now, I have one more last tip for you coming up next. So the last tip, once you've gone through your photographs, you've put them into separate piles of maybe these are my friends, maybe these are my family, maybe these are ones that I took of, since I'm Maud Betty of Retro Roadmap, maybe these are ones I've taken on road trips of just diners and stuff. Whatever things you've gone through, you've sorted them. Then you've pulled out all the ones that are blurry or duplicates, or you don't look good in, or I don't even know who these people are, or this is a boring photo of a tree, Feel free to cull those out. This is now where you kind of bring it all together, and what I call, you have to sort it before you can store it, right? So we just did the sorting, and now what you want to do is you want to store it. Now, this is kind of up to you, the way you want to store them. I personally have some nice shallow plastic tubs. I guess you call them tubs. What am I trying to think of them? Like storage tubs, you get them at like Target and stuff. And that's where I put my photographs in, because I don't want them to get wet in case something, leaks. And I want them to be in smaller sizes so I can easily move them around. Then I put them back in my closet. Now, did I get rid of all my photos? No, I didn't get rid of all of them. I culled out the ones I didn't want. Do I want to go necessarily 100% digital with those? Maybe. I was thinking of how neat it would be to have them all digitized, and then I could just share them with my friends. But the thing is that I showed up and I went through them, and it was something that I had avoided for years, or not years, but I'd be like, yeah, it's not that, I'll get to it, whatever. And I have such a sense of accomplishment that I did something that I said I wanted to do, and I knew how cool it would be to share with you the ways in which it is easy to go through your photographs, okay? If you have any questions or comments about this, get back to me. If you are struggling with this and you need some coaching help, that's why I do clutter coaching. But until then, just drive your life, do the things you want to do, and oh gosh, Keep the promises to yourself. Get to the destination where you've gone through your photos, okay? We'll see you later.